Hey guys, it's Windy from Windys.Art. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint an orchid in watercolor. Now let's start painting. This is my finished painting. I use Holbein artist watercolor pens with BaoHong watercolor paper. I'll list most of the color I use in the description box for you. Check it out if you're interested. As always, I start with a contour drawing. I like to outline my pencil sketch with light watercolor and erase my pencil sketch afterwards, so there's no pencil sketch left in my finished painting. Feel free to skip this process if you do your sketching with watercolor. So I start painting from the top petal. I first put the base layer on, then I put darker details and patterns afterwards. I suggest not adding too much water here, because your details and patterns might blend together. Then I move to the petal on the right side. I'm using wet on wet techniques here, which means I apply a clean water first, then I add color while the paper is still wet, so you can see the color blends out nicely, and that's the kind of blending base layer I'm looking for. Then move on to other petals. It's the similar painting process as before. I add the color while the paper is still wet to get this natural blending color. Then add the details and patterns afterwards. I also use the white gouache from Winsor and Newton. I find it very convenient because I can use my smallest paintbrush for the highlighted details, as you can see here. For the center part, I add the darker shades around the edge while the paper is still wet, so it looks more natural. Also, inside the lip, I try to avoid reflection area when I add the colors. Continue with this painting process until you finish with the other petals. Then move on to the orchid on the left side. Overall, this orchid's color is lighter than the one on the right side. I use a bit more water here while mixing the color. I'm using quite a lot of permanent mild light color in this painting. I really like this color. It's very vibrant and very easy to mix with other colors. For the darker shades and details, I added after the paper has dried a little bit, so you can see the details more clearly. For the stem, I first put a base layer on, then mark out the darker contour. After the base layer is dry, I start putting on the darker details. I'm using my number 0 pen brush here. It's great for painting details. I also use white gouache from Winsor & Newton to highlight the reflection areas. Finally, the touch-up, I like to go back to see if there's any details missing or any areas need to be strengthened again. For example, the petal on the left orchid, I go back and add some more details as you can see here. I also add the white highlights where the petal and the leaf overlap so they pop out more. So the painting is about done here. Comment below and let me know what do you think about it. That's all for today's video. I really hope it's helpful and you've enjoyed it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you never miss out on my weekly art videos and tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye!